So the team TechWiser has been asking me a lot of questions about rooting. Why should you root your phone in 2021? Is rooting worth it in 2021 or is rooting dead? Well, before answering that, I finally tried a rooted phone. And just to give you a glimpse of the latest things, I rooted a couple of latest devices like Mi 10i and Redmi Note 10 Pro Max to ensure that the information is latest. And the first thing I saw after rooting my phone was safety net fails. Now, in case you don't know, safety net is Android's way of detecting whether your phone is rooted or not. Once safety net detects your phone is rooted, the amount of apps you can use on your phone is limited. Netflix wouldn't run, Paytm wouldn't run, all banking and entertainment apps shut down. So now you ask, whoa, is rooting dead? Well, the answer to that is no. Not now, but the future? Wait till the end of the video to find out the future of rooting in 2021. This is Prateek, you're already watching TechWiser. I used a rooted phone for 7 days. Let's go. Okay, so it's day 1. I've rooted this Mi 10i and I'm going to use it as my primary phone for 1 week. Now, I'm not going to talk about how to root your phone. The steps are different for each phone and you can find lots of guide on the internet. But to give you a basic idea, the first step to root a phone is to unlock your bootloader, and this is the sad part. Unlocking the bootloader on your phone depends on the company. If you have a Xiaomi phone, you'll have to wait 15 days. There are other methods to bypass that, but it's your device, do it at your own risk. And Realme wants you to submit an application in the deep testing app and then you can unlock the bootloader. For OnePlus, you can do it straight away. Anyways, it differs from phone to phone. I have the bootloader unlocked on the Mi 10i and now the next step is to gain root access. The most popular and secure method to root your phone is Magisk. You just have to flash the zip and it provides root access and a lot of modules for you. We'll get to the modules. But the reason I prefer Magisk over other method is because it's always updated and has a huge community behind it, so easy to find solutions. But now let's come back to the point where I said safety net failed for me in the intro. Now once safety net fails, your phone manufacturer doesn't send you updates, banking apps, Netflix and even Pokemon Go stops working. All things gone wrong. And there's a reason for it. Devices lower than Android 8, it's easy for Magisk to fool Android into believing the device is not rooted. In devices above Android 8, Google now does hardware-based checks. So every device gets a unique hardware key inside it. So in simple words, suppose this is your smartphone and it has a unique key inside it. This key has all the information about the device, whether it's unlocked, rooted, etc. etc. This is Google's server and it has the lock to your unique key. So now even Magisk can't stop the key from telling Google that the smartphone is rooted. But what Magisk is trying to do right now is bypass it. There's a module called Universal Safety Net Fix and this module just stops the key from communicating to the lock. Now when that happens, Google does a basic check like it used to do before Android 8. And now you see, your safety net is now cleared. So finally, day 1, I've been able to pass the safety net check as of now and it's quite late now. Let's get going. Now that I've cleared safety net, do all the apps work? Well, let's check Netflix. Installed, updated, and as you can see, Netflix doesn't bother now. But my main part of the day is using Google Pay or Paytm. The shop I buy daily from has Paytm and I use it daily. Okay, nice. Paytm also works really fine and I can even transfer money through it. Same is the case with Google Pay. So okay, I got up early and I thought of finishing a video. Now, hear this funny story. Since safety net is now safe, even Xiaomi is sending a software update to the device. So I almost forgot that I'm using a rooted device and I installed the update. Now I was about to flex it to Kaushik like, see, Magisk is installed on this device and Paytm still works. And then I realized that Magisk is not enabled on the device. And then I tried to reinstall Magisk and the phone is now stuck in boot loop. Now the way to fix this problem is I have to patch my boot image with Magisk and flash it via fastboot. And that's the problem. There's no universal fix or solution to these problems. They are very device specific. Like this solution is only for my Xiaomi device. So the best way is, if you're planning to root your device or install a custom ROM, it's better to pick a popular device so that communities on XDA or Reddit can help you out instantly. So this is day 4 and all things work fine up until now. But is it because of only this phone? Well, I don't know. So I gathered a bunch of newly released phones and tried to root each one of them. And boy oh boy, it's a task. See, Samsung, you can root, but it triggers Knox. Once Knox is triggered, Samsung Pay, community and updates don't work. And let anyone tell you anything, Knox cannot be reset. I visited Samsung Service Center for this Note 9 and they tell you straight up to change the motherboard. Moving on, rooting is pretty easy in OnePlus and Xiaomi phones. On the other hand, you cannot unlock the bootloader on Realme, Oppo, Vivo, iQOO phone as of now on Android 11. So rooting isn't possible. Moral of the story is if you want to root or install custom ROMs, it's better to opt for Motorola, OnePlus or Xiaomi phone. And more importantly, if you are sure that you want to install custom ROMs, I've seen Xiaomi phones get the best support. So Xiaomi, Poco and Redmi, that's the way ahead. Okay, so now I've had really fun using a rooted phone. I installed a bunch of cool customization and root apps, especially disconnecting people from Wi-Fi using Netcut. That one was my favorite. But here are my top 3 favorite root Android apps or Magisk modules that I'll recommend to everyone. First up is an open source Pixel mod. Now you might already know about other Pixel modules that let you get Pixel fonts, Pixel apps, etc. Pixel 3.5. Recently, Google ended unlimited photos backup for other Android devices. Google Pixels, however, were an exception. So this module makes Google Photos believe that you're using a Pixel phone and you can have unlimited backup on Google Photos. Next up is my favorite Viper for Android FX. It's a sound customization tool. It customizes audio from the system files and works seamlessly from your phone app to Spotify. Here, listen to this audio before and after Viper customization. Finally, it's App Ops, and it's a must-have app for any rooted device. App Ops lets you see all the permissions of an app. Now, you can do that in Android settings as well, but here's the fun. App Ops shows you whether the app can access clipboard, use fingerprint, keep your device awake, etc. etc. And not just that, you can forbid the app from using all of these permissions. Common permission is clipboard access or fingerprint access. I use my fingerprint to unlock bank apps only. And I don't want other apps to have access to fingerprint data, so I can choose to ignore that. Done. These apps now cannot access clipboard or fingerprint data. Now all Pixel 3.5, Oxygen OS, Substratum customization, those are also popular root apps and modules, but that's personal taste and you can try those. Those are really fun and of course, add away as well for all the pirates out there. Okay, a really fun thing happened today. So we were shooting a sponsor segment for CoinDCX and the app just wouldn't let me sign in. It says the phone is rooted. And one more, I had to recharge my dad's Geo number, so same story, my Geo app would say device is rooted. And the safety net and all is fine. So it turns out there are some apps that even search for Magisk in the installed app list. So you have to hide Magisk from such apps individually. Moving on, how was my experience of using this rooted phone? Well, apart from a few issues in the start like waiting for bootloader unlock, not able to pass safety net, etc. and few minor issues like apps denying to run, but all of them can be fixed. And I never realized that I'm using a rooted phone. But here's the $1 million question. Is it worth it in 2021? Well, hell yes. If you want to use a phone and customize it bit by bit according to you, sure, do it. But there's always a but. As I said at the start of the video, Google is planning to implement hardware attestation, and if that comes in, it's game over. There seems no way that you can bypass hardware attestation, and apps that check for it will just stop working. But more important than that, here's some insider news. The founder of Magisk, John Wu, was working at Apple previously. He recently moved to the Google security team, and there was an insider chat leak which said the officials in Google aren't happy with the side project. So it seems like it can be the end of the road for the founder of Magisk. Well, of course, someone else would take up the project and it's open source anyways. But both these scenarios nearly point to Google might end rooting in the near future. I would be very happy to be proven wrong. I wish Khali would punch Android OS so hard that hardware attestation is knocked out, but it is what it is. The future of rooting is again dark as of now. On that note, let me know if you use a rooted phone and why. A lot of Team TechWiser members already use rooted phones. Let's talk. And this is Pradeep signing off. See you soon.